Well, now I want to tell you a story about the most unlikely of pairings between a teenage newcomer to St. Paul who came up here to live with family, but when that didn't work out, found herself homeless as a high school junior. Her and a young St. Paul police officer who joined a young women's group and found herself right in front of that teenager when it mattered the most. At Humboldt High School in 2023, on any given day, a student is facing a crisis. And while we as adults have a first instinct to save them, one of Humboldt's leaders says, think twice.
Being in this position, you want to save kids. Absolutely. You want to be able to give them everything that they need, but in reality, you can only give them tools.
Yep.
And they have to kind of figure it out and guide them along the way.
Even kids in situations most of you can't imagine.
I don't know, I can't remember.
Like the one 18-year-old Brantasia Loggins was in just months ago, when the parent she moved to St. Paul to live with wasn't able to be that parent for her.
I stay in a transitional living place. It's for kids like 16 to 20, and you basically just get your own room and like do your own thing and save to like move out.
So you're kind of on your own.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's like very different. Like some days I just wake up like, OMG, I'm 18. I don't really speak to my parents anymore. Like, is this real life?
It is her real life. Every day she gets on buses that take her from the shelter to school to work and then back to the shelter. No mom or dad or family member to remind her what to do, like so many of her peers have.
It still feels like a very important piece, like, of the puzzle is missing, I guess, because like there's still 18-year-olds who have like that relationship or that connection, and like not having it, it's like I spent most of my childhood like seeking for it, but now I have like other support.
Other support in a school can take so many forms. For Brantasia, she found it in wrestling, and last year she took second place at state. Another form is in something called the Humboldt High Women's Group.
I spend a lot of time with the women's meetings.
That's Officer Joelle Schutz. She goes to the group too.
I think they've got to know me personally, and it just opens their eyes a little bit. They don't look at me as someone wearing a badge.
One of those looking at her, albeit skeptically at first, was Brantasia. Who's Joelle?
Joelle's a cop.
What's that like? What's your relationship like?
At first, like, it was like very stereotyped at first to me, like from my point of view, like you got this white person trying to like, black girl like trying to help, but over time, it's like I really took time to like get to know her.
It was hard for her to open up to me, which she eventually did, but very quiet. I could tell she was a little standoff, like, why are you helping me? And I felt like she was kind of sad.
Sad, and rightfully not quick to trust grown-ups. For Brantasia, they hadn't shown up much for her in the past, but she allowed herself to try.
She was like saying that she was gonna be there for me and help me through like the situation. She helped me through it to the point where I got stable living and housing, but she went beyond because we still talk and text like every day to the point where like even though I got my goal, which was like getting stable housing, she's still there, which is beyond like when she doesn't have to be.
Okay. Joelle is there to cheer her on at her wrestling meet or answer that text. And that's all Brantasia needed. Just like the assistant principal said, not to be saved, but to be given tools to find her way. And finding it she is, with no need for pity or sympathy, because hers is a life in progress.
It's like construction. Like when you drive by, you see people like building like the apartments and stuff. I felt like the things that I went through was the building point to the point where I'm at the point where I'm in right now. So like as you're driving by construction, you don't look at a building and be like, oh, I feel bad for the building. It's getting rained on, it's getting snowed on. You look at the buildings like, ooh, I wonder what that's gonna be. I'm in the building stage right now. And it's like, you shouldn't feel sorry. You should wait and see who I become.
I asked her what that's gonna be. Brantasia said, stay tuned.